2, 3, 4.
And 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3.
Okay.
It sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, we just need to get used to accenting any beat that we want to accent. That's really where I'm trying to go with this. Eventually, anything you hear, because you might be playing in a band, you may not be reading music necessarily, and where you hear a bit of emphasis, you just got to have the technique at your disposal to just drop that straight in. If that's how you want to play, you know. I think that's very important.
When we're accenting it, we're not hitting it harder.
Not really hitting it any harder. I mean, there's because it's an accent or an emphasis, there's a tendency to play it a little bit more in a committed manner. Slightly more committed manner. But basically, if you unmute, the accent will come out. That's all you've got to do. Unmute, and it will work.
And it will shine through.
It will shine through.
All right, talking of playing with a band, let's play with the Gigajam band.
Okay.
There's the extractor.
Yep.
We'll keep it a bit pacey, because you're saying it's better, you get more of a feel
Yeah, you get a
for
bit
it.
more of a momentum, and your right hand kind of gets into a slightly bouncy in and out of the muting technique that way.
Well, let's try at 80 BPM then.
Let's try it.
The set rate. This is exercise 2 then. And you're playing this on G5.
Okay. Should we try it even a little bit quicker, just for the effect of it?
Do you want to?
Yeah, let's just speed it up a little bit.
And this is what you were saying about it.
I'm keen for people to hear what it would sound like on records that they've listened to, so they can identify this technique and this practice with the CDs and bands that they listen to.
Yeah.
It's the most common technique that's employed.
And we're sounding like a rock guitarist.
Like a rock guitarist, hopefully.
I like it. Is it difficult at 120?
It's harder than it was at 80, yeah.
It may not be difficult.
But it should be okay, hopefully. We'll soon see. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Crossed. Okay, well, I might have the hard job by counting those offbeats.
Ah, okay.
So we'll blame it on me.
Fair enough. Sounds fair.
Okay, here we go. Exercise 2 again, slightly faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and...
Okay.
I'm all right. Are you all right?
I'm okay, I'm fine. I'm holding it together, yes. That was fine.
It sounds like, I mean, I'm visualising you there on a rock stadium. Real playing we're getting now.
Yeah, exactly. Once you get up to speed, you've got the technique in place. That's exactly the sort of sound you should recognise from bands that you've listened to over the years.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Okay, well, let's move on to exercise 3.
Exercise 3 is slightly different insofar as we're working on the chord of C5. That's only relevant in as much as it's a 5th string rooted chord.
Yeah.
So the palm muting feels slightly different. Only slightly, I might add, but slightly different because you're resting on strings 5 and 4 rather than 6 and 5. Again, you just have to move around until you get comfortable with palm muting on each of the chords.
Yeah.
The accents in the track are on the and of 2 and the and of 3. So again, they're on the offbeats.
Yeah.
Different offbeats from exercise 2, but they're still on the offbeats. Okay. So again, this is really creating varying types of rhythms that we can have within the common time signature anyway. So we've got varying types of rhythms by putting the accents in different places, which gives us more interesting rhythms to play with.
I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? Just the addition of that. It's to look at it, it's the same note structure.
I'm just playing 8th notes
chord.
all the time and just accenting in the slightly different places.
All right, well, let's have a listen to it. Let's listen to it without the Gigajam band.
Okay.
Let's just play it like that, and then we'll listen to it with the Gigajam band.
Okay, this is on a C5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4. This is good. I mean, this is tricky. I don't know about for you, but just for me counting it.
Yes.
Being off the beat.
It's very, very important, and I think a good thing to look at the exercise for anybody who's practicing this and maybe tap it out and accent verbally where the accents come. So you might say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just lock in to exactly what you're doing. The biggest danger, I would say, is guessing what you think it sounds like. That really is the biggest danger, because you can put the accents anywhere and it won't be out of time per se,
Yeah.
but they're not where they're written. So you might be playing quite merrily, thinking, yeah, it sounds okay, but
Yeah.
you haven't really put them where it's written. So really look at it, figure out first of all where do they actually come.
Mm-hmm.
1 and 2. Oh, it's on the end of 2. Okay, it's on the end of 3. Tap it through. Listen to the backing track by all means. Watch the video, whatever.
Yeah.
But make sure you know where they come before you start trying to play them. Very
Yeah.
important.
Good stuff, good stuff. All right, and also, obviously, you need to know when it's happening, because if you're playing in a band situation,
Yes.
you could really mess it up.
Of course, you need to know exactly where you're meant to be playing.
All right, this is exercise 3 then,
Okay,
at 80 BPM.
fair enough.
On the chord of C5. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
Okay.
good stuff.
So that gets us into accenting on the offbeats.
Yeah.
We've done some accenting on the beat, and that's also practicing using the chords which root from the 6th string, as in G5, and chords which root from the 5th string, as in C5.
Absolutely. I mean, and those are things that we learned right back at the beginning,
Yes.
you know, in lessons 1 and 2.
Of course.
But we're still bringing them
back into
and
play all the
practicing
time.
them.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Exercise 4 then.
Yeah, if we look
I
down at
scroll down in
exercise
the
4 here,
notes.
we're just practicing this on a D5 chord.
Yeah.
A D5 chord. We've got the accent on beat 1.
Yes, that's an
And if
easy
we look
one.
forward, we've got an accent on the and of 2. Now we've got 3 accents in each bar
Yeah.
in this particular exercise, so getting slightly trickier again. So again, essential to read through and just see where the accents are. So we've got one on beat 1, we've got one on the and of 2, 1 and 2,
And 3.
and then we've got the other one on
4.
beat 4. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and...
And luckily bar 2 is just a repetition of bar 1.
That's exactly what it is.
All right, let's try this then. If I
Okay.
load up the extractor again.
Fine.
And then we'll do it at 80 BPM, and then how about we do it really quick?
Yeah, sure.
120.
I'll try.
All right, pushing play. There's our intro. This is on D5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. What was tricky there?
Yes.
I don't know about from your playing point of view, going from the first bar to the second bar.
Yes.
Because there's a quick change around there, isn't there?
Exactly.
Accent off, back on.
Exactly. So we've got an accent on beat 4, but then we've got an accent on beat 1, which is only 1 beat later. So that was the hardest thing, certainly from a playing point of view as well,
All right.
as well as a reading point of view.
120 BPM.
Okay.
Let's rock.
Okay.
1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 4. This sounds so familiar. I mean, is this like
Yeah.
a common groove?
Yeah.